And we're back for another week of Dark Souls Remastered. So, I don't have the chat window up this time, and I actually don't have a laptop in the room with me. So I can't really see the comments before it shows up, of course. It's kind of a bummer. So this part of the game is kind of infamous, because it's one of the last parts they built, and it also happens to have been done in a bit of a crunch, and that often does not lead to the best results. And so while you do have some cool architecture, and I think there might be, it's kind of a neat idea. You've got all this lava as a local hazard, but they didn't really come up with any new unusual enemies, and they just kind of put all these dragon asses everywhere. I mean, look at these things. So I'm kind of making it a point to not fight them, because the number of souls you get versus how much effort it takes, and they do this jumping attack more or less it's almost a total pain in the ass and just not worth it. So I'm not sure if my levels are coming up okay. I'm not set up where I can leave everything hooked up over the course of a week, which is kind of suboptimal. So I hope my audio is audible today. So otherwise, I've been experimenting with two things. I was trying to make title cards. The archive versions show up on YouTube. It's still there, basically forever. And I use Linux on my laptop, and boy, the options are terrible. The paint programs I tried 3 of them. I tried one called Krita, which almost seems okay, but it's very idiosyncratic about things, and it screwed things up enough times that I had to give up. So I tried another one called Pinta. That actually crashed very quickly, which happened when I tried to use a magic wand select. I was kind of amazed. I didn't think it'd be that bad. I also tried to I had some ideas about what I was trying to move. And so the end result is I still don't have title cards. I'm going to try again this week. I did have a little more success coming up with a somewhat automated video editing thing. Basically, it uses FFmpeg to cut apart a video for various clips, and then it will assemble those clips together into another video, so I can effectively make a death montage for my run in Dark Souls. So I think it'll be fun. The other thing I can do with that is if I play something like, say, Street Fighter, determine the time. Like, if you're going up against people, there's going to be a lot of weight. So I'm pretty sure 0 people want to watch that in their version. So, the time-consuming part is that I would have to come up with cut lists. Well, basically, I sit down and I look at the video and I say, okay, I need footage that starts here and ends here, and do that for currently 5 2-hour videos. So it's a wee bit time consuming. That said, you know, if I'd been smart and noting this stuff down from the beginning, it probably would have gone better. But hey. Okay, so other than that one death, had a pretty easy run of it here. That little thing over there takes us to less lava of Lost Izalith. Also a shortcut not far from here, which I'm going to wind up taking. Let's see. I don't think the Fury Sword's going to do damage that I need it to do, because I think these critters are immune to fire, which is kind of a problem. And the Divine Club's not going to help me. Boy, I really should go make a lightning mace or something. Let's try this stupid spear, see if it does anything. 30 damage. That is less than amazing. The frustrating thing about these guys is they have no drops of any interest whatsoever. They don't even drop rubbish that I think. That one. They have seemingly no poise. Doing pretty well against them. Asshole. So when this big guy isn't picking you up and dropping you into his garbage disposal mouth, he's spewing acid all over the place, which is quite a number on your weapons. I mean, it's got no armor to speak of, so it's not too hard, but it certainly has the potential to be obnoxious. Okay, and oh, look at that. She's wearing the same outfit I am. She is a daughter of chaos. Much like the one in the one much like her in Blighttown. Hey, buddy. Jeez. Out for it today. What an unpleasant little git. Okay, let's go bag this other chaos eater. There we go. And then back here is one of the pyromancies. Chaos fire whip. So it lets you project the whip of fire in front of you, but it also leaves lava on the ground for enemies to stumble over. Okay, so now down here. A bunch more of these fire-breathing jerks. And here's something else I don't want to deal with. So this Titanite demon is kind of a pain because it's easy to fall off the bridge if you're not careful, but he's also the only Titanite demon who respawns. So if you need to farm Demon Titanite for one of your boss soul weapons, this guy's your new buddy. However, he's kind of in the way. Oh, is that a crystal lizard? Dang it. So earlier you probably saw me use the poison breath spell. Poison mist, sorry. Why this thing is here. We'll get to that in a moment. So here we have Slayer.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son.
So, he's seen better days.
Was it all a lie? Oh.
Well, he just has the one thing. So what happens if you don't use the poison beforehand is there's a critter here, looks just like these ones, called the sunlight maggot. And you can wear that on your head as a source of light. Unfortunately, Slayer does this and goes crazy. I'm just not willing to let him die off like that. And because we're coming from this side, this door opens easily. None of these guys are dropping anything, which is fine, but... No. Oops, come on. So I'm going to head up here and use some of my souls before a actually fairly easy encounter, and then it'll be from there to the boss. And off we go to the Daughter of Chaos. So I probably won't need the ring anymore. The orange chalk ring, that is. Now, here's something interesting. Now, in the item descriptions, it shows Kirk as a member of the Dark Race. We're here in the Daughter of Chaos is there, and there's all his gear. I've killed him 3 times, and that was apparently too much for him. So now, if I want to, I can dress up like Kirk and roll around and hurt him. It's completely inefficient, but it is definitely a thing you can do. Plenty of arrows, at least. Oh, so I saw a thing this week. They're doing a Dark Souls Trilogy box set for, I think, PS4 and Xbox One. And it's funny because they say, oh, all the DLC is included. Well, Dark Souls Remastered already comes with all the DLC, and it's the only thing on the PS4. So, I mean, that's great and all, but it was already there. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, also has only shipped with all the DLC. So, again, it's not that big a deal. And then Dark Souls 3 has 2 DLC sections. I've never played them, actually. But at this rate, the box set costs $80, and it's for games that I already have. So I'm not really in a rush for that one. And it seems like not just a cash grab, which, I mean, we're talking about big companies here. Of course, everything's a cash grab. It's what they do. But it seems more like this is probably something Bandai Namco decided they needed to put out there, rather than From Software. I don't know. That's speculation on my part, but I'm kind of wondering just why? You know, maybe they could have released Dark Souls Remastered as part of that and just put that out instead. I was kind of hoping it might be a good deal. Because, right now, Spell the first thing, it'll cost you about 15 to 20 bucks. The Dark Souls 3 content is another 25, I think. If it had been like 40 or under, I would have said, hey, that's a good deal. And we bought it. And it's like, oh, the steelbooks aren't selling it, guys. Just letting you know. That's not enough to keep my interest. Okay, so down here we have an encounter with... So this whole floor is a trap. And it helps me know these things. And I was not thinking ahead and did not attune my one spell. Remedy. Remedy's the spell. Sorry, it's been a while. Uh-oh. Oh no, am I too early? No. Yeah, he's not down here. Son of a gun. So this is an encounter that you're supposed to meet Siegmeyer. And this is essentially the last time you can you and him cross paths in the story. But he's not here. I gotta go do something. Son of a gun. No drop. Well, poo. I gotta go get this sorted. Okay. Oh hey, let's attune Remedy. Sorry about that, this mic is a little wobbly. Again, you know, it's kind of difficult at times to find the right spot to be in, where you know, I'll keep my head in place and the mic will be also more or less in the right spot. Since I don't really have much in the way of feedback here, I'm not entirely sure if you know, if my voice is coming out okay. Alright, let's go find Siegmeyer. Whoops. That's better. I also forgot to pick up, well, didn't forget, but I actually slept pretty reasonably today, which does not happen often. And consequently, I could not go out to pick up the pop. Oh, hey, here's, what's her name?
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelaags of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Solomon? Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
So, when you max out your pyromancy flame to plus 15, you can make a greater flame here and take it up to another plus 5. Oops. She also has a fair selection of pyromancies, including Undead Rapport, which is kind of a mind control one. And then, oh, Great Combustion is nice too. It's a good selection. I just don't have the souls for it. I'm not really focusing on pyromancy. So now over here we had another NPC move down here. Come on. This guy. Because I'm part of the Forest Hunter Covenant, and he's hanging out down here.
Hello again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap. Hello, Spot and
Look Skyward gesture is very popular in PvP. People like to use it as kind of a facepalm. So this guy sells some of the unusual weapons in the game. This one is actually kind of useful. Alright, let's buy a new toy. Oh, this one has bleed. This one can't even carry. This is no good. The shuttle is fun. I think I pointed it out before, though. So let's pick up the Uchi. And... oh, claws. Claws are sort of silly. Just for giggles, I'll get the shuttle. So it'll cost a little bit to upgrade the Uchi, something I can make use of. Though honestly, I'm pretty comfortable with where the Inato is. I'm not really rushing to replace it, but you never know. So over here somewhere. There he is. Let's kill these leeches before they become a problem. Okay. Well, that'll save me money later. See how our buddy's doing. He's sleeping.
Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far. but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. Spy my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
Oh, of course I can.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation. Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
Okay. So that should trigger him to move to where I need him to be for the last part of his story. Poor guy is just never on the ball. And of course the Pierce Shield is... I don't really have a use for it. I guess if I wanted to cosplay as Siegmeyer, that's an option. But, no, I'm not. I have no reason to do that. Whee! Oh, look at that. Okay, didn't really need it. Nice! So that red titanite chunk is the only reason I kill these guys on sight. They're fairly hard to get. There's only a couple critters that drop them. One are those chaos beasts and the other are these guys. And these guys drop them only rarely. Now if you're a warrior of the sun, you can farm these guys to get your medals, which will move you up in rank pretty quickly, but let's face it, if you're a warrior of the sun, you should be out helping people beat bosses. Oh my god. Seriously? That's better. Okay. Now hopefully I can get by this guy without him ganking me with his stupid catch pole. Just some impotent jumping. Fine, I'm fine with that. Okay, let's take a walk down here. Yo, there's Siegmeyer. I just want to make it obvious how the heck to get out of here. Okay, 1, 2, oops. 2, 3, 4 shots roughly. And a drop. Okay. So this should lead... There we go.
Oh, ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. Must be the warmth. Well, what's on your mind? No? Don't tell me. Those monsters making life difficult for you? You need not be ashamed. We're all in the same boat, you know. I really have run up quite a debt to you. Perhaps the time has come.
So, Siegmeyer has got it in his head that he's going to save me from these beasts. Which is silly because they don't really block the way here. And the outcome of this fight determines entirely on his hit points once they all die. Now, if you kill him beforehand, it doesn't really work so well. But if you make him really weak and plonk him off from up here, hopefully you can clear the path for Siegmeyer to not take any substantive damage. Okay.
Friend, I have an idea. A good one, really. I will rush those dire fiends, and you can slip away in the confusion. Please, friend. I owe you much more than this. By the honor of the Knights of Katarina, allow me to assist you. And now, I go. Don't be slow.
Okay. Yay, red titanite chunks. I am unreasonably happy about those. Alright.
Why, you... Didn't you get away? Well, you saved me once again. Dear me, what can I say? I have failed you.
Oh no.
My dear little...
Oh man. Well, it's a little sad. Oh, the speckled snowflake ring. So, the unfortunate practical side effect of that is his quest line ends with me getting a titanite slab, which that doesn't happen now, which is unfortunate. There's one other place to get one in this part of the game, so I'm going to track that down. There is, however, a red titanite slab in this little pit of despair here. It allows you to take fire weapons up to +10 or chaos weapons up to +5. Yay! Okay, so I can never remember how to get out of this bottom section. I mean, eventually you find a stairway or a tree branch. So one thing I like about the tree branches they use in this section of the game, you can You know, they've got that indentation on them where lots of people have tried to walk on them. I think a lot of other games would just not do that at all. Oh, here we go. Okay, how many chunks do I have? 7. Not quite enough. 8. So I can take my fire falchion up. That's good news. Ah, poor Siegmeyer. I'm bummed about that, I really am. He wanted to be an awesome knight, and unfortunately he just wasn't. Well, I'm glad I marked that off, because I have no idea how to get to it now. So that certainly helped matters. There we go. Well, on to the bed of chaos, and put Lost Izalith behind me. I mean, I haven't really decided where I'm going to head next. Let's give this guy... nothing. I'll try the other one again. If I can get that 9th chunk, that'll help me out a little later. Oh well. It's funny, these guys take about 3 hits, just like the little statues, and they have far more hit points. But oh Jesus! This guy! Holy balls! Well, that was rude. I still think it's funny that you don't lose indictments when you indict someone, and that's a bug they've kept from the original game. It's like, well, you had a chance to fix it when you remastered this, and you didn't bother. Oh well. I actually forgot I was in human form. Give you an idea how long that was. While I'm here, I could go get the large fire ember, but I'm going to hold off. I'll do it after the bed of chaos. Seriously though, who invades there? What kind of heartless... Oh well. Oh, a drop. Be a shard, or a titanite? No, just a metal. There we go. Hey, look at that. Oh, you know what? Okay, I don't need it. There's a rare ring of sacrifice up here, and I couldn't remember if I needed it or not. Even so, I'm gonna go bag this other Chaos Eater just for giggles. There we go. Nothing. Okay. So, a little heavier armor kind of helps at this point, mostly for the poise. Right now I have, I'm up to 79. That should help. So this is kind of an infamous boss. I mean, if you want to hear people complain about Dark Souls, this thing here probably the number one complaint. And you know, I see what they were trying to do. You know, they wanted something that wasn't a straight up fight. More power to them for doing that, but this particular boss is just remarkably unpleasant. So first off, was that thing with the arms. Oh, Jesus. Now this part, it starts collapsing the floor underneath you. In addition to just swatting at you and memorization and luck are both kind of a factor here. Now they do call it kind of a puzzle boss, but I mean its weak points are glowing like bosses in an old Konami game. Son of a gun. keep happening. I gotta take a minute to silence this alarm real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Oops. Why is this thing so wobbly? Okay. Yeah, got a smoke detector in here that seems to be low on batteries. I just don't have any 9 volts handy. I mean, I have one that might work, but I opened it up and I can't even get the one that's in there out. And in most cases, I'll just pull it down, but it's tied into a simplex system, and those things freak out over anything. Like at work, we have a simplex panel that spent the better part of a month just freaking out every 5 minutes because it wasn't grounding correctly. And literally the reason it wasn't grounding correctly is because the seasons changed. It went from, autumn to winter, and all of a sudden it's just not making this connection correctly, and we had to wait for friggin' ever to get these guys to come in and do something about it. And the thing is, it doesn't just... The one at work doesn't just beep a couple times. It screeches at you like there's a fire. It doesn't do it building wide. Maybe if it had, we would have gotten it sorted out quicker. But yeah, I don't want to risk trying to pull this one out. So I just kind of hit the button and wait a couple days. So I don't have any real other options here. Okay, let's look at past this guy. Yay. I don't even have the ring on. Whoops. Oh well. I still got a chunk. I'll be happy with that. So I think I'm up to 11 now. Oh, 10. Yeah, 10 in the slab, so I can take my fire falchion up to plus 10 once I get the ember. Oh, here goes nothing. About this boss is that it maintains state across deaths. So, because I got that left thing already, I don't have to get it again. And now that I've gotten this one on the right, I won't have to get it either. It used to be that we got to completely reset the boss. I don't know when they fixed that, but I did play a little bit of Dark Souls 1.0, and it was barbaric. The Souls rewards were about half of what they are now. This fight was awful. Much more awful. Please, no. No. Oh. Oh well. So now it's pretty much a straight run for the Heart of the Beast. So this is not going to be too bad. Kind of writing off those souls as a loss, though. So I really don't think I've got a way to get back to that part of the boss room. Oh, 11 sunlight medals. Boy, if I want to join them, I am all set. Thing is, the real benefit of the Warriors of Sunlight is the, you get those nice lightning spells. And I do not have faith to use those. If I play a cleric, it'd be great. But it's just not where things are going. Jeez! That was ridiculous. This episode is going to be a lot of clips for the death montage. Holy crap. I mean, it's not like I didn't see it coming. That's just kind of how it works. But, Lost Izalith is a bit of a hazard. Oh. So I've been thinking about stuff I'm going to stream on this channel in the future, and it's going to be a lot of Dark Souls. Well, a lot of From Software stuff. I'm going to do Souls 1, 2, and 3. That's just a given. And then, come on! I'm going to hit Bloodborne. And depending on when it comes out, Sekiro should be in March. I don't know if I'll be caught up by then. But I think my whole Friday thing is going to be in the either Dark Souls or like Dark Souls but genre. Because that is a deep enough well to keep going back to for a little while. Because I have Neo and I actually haven't completed it yet. And then Sekiro in March. I still want to try Lords of the Fallen, even though I heard it's not great. But there was another one on the list too, and it escapes me at the moment. I mean, there's stuff like Salt and Sanctuary as well. I should write these down when I come up with them. I want to start doing other stuff too. Like, if I finally get back to having 2-day weekends, I'm going to try to do a couple horror games in October, probably on Saturdays, because I have a copy of Alien Isolation, which I've heard is good. You know, I'm certainly willing to give it a shot. I just, you know, I don't like playing a horror game when it's still light outside. Like the on the Xbox 360, they put out Mass Effect. Actually, now it's been a while, so it's Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 all as freebies if you have games with gold. Well, you know, I played the first Mass Effect for a little while. Don't fucking Jesus! You can use something that isn't cold? But yeah, I played it for a while and I put it down, and I tried to pick it up at some point in the summer, and I simply couldn't. Because, well, it's still light out, and by the time it was dark, I'd be going to work anyway. So anyway, Alien Isolation. I also have the first Resident Evil, which has been remastered yet again for the PS4. I'm willing to give that a shot. I have pretty low expectations, though. Then there's also, oh my god, Until Dawn. I saw part of a playthrough of this, and it looks terrible. You know, and I kind of want to play back-to-back Night Trap, which is terrible. You know, as a game, it is not very good. And it's like $15 for the digital version. But here's literally all of the gameplay in that. You watch security camera footage, and if you see a bad guy, you try and time hitting a button to trap them so they don't kill any of the women in the apartment or in the house. And that's all well and good, but no part of it actually seems fun. Plus, a lot of it comes down to memorization. So you're going to watch this terrible 40-minute 80s movie in various clips over and over again until you get it right. No part of that sounds fun. And lots of Until Dawn seems kind of in the same vein. It's like a long horror film. No, slasher, more like. And in terms of gameplay, it seems like it's kind of dreadful. Okay, thank you, Jesus. And as one reviewer pointed out, the whole idea of a slasher-type film is you're pretty much there keeping score by how many people die, and of course the game wants you to keep everyone alive. So that's already kind of a problem in terms of design. But it's just my morbid curiosity that makes me want to put that on the list. But even without purchasing anything, I've got Resident Evil and Alien Isolation just sitting here for October, potentially. And we had our new guy come in and start training. Should be about a week until he's got his credentials. So with any luck, when October rolls around, I should be back to working just 5 nights a week. Which means I'll be able to do some spooky Halloween stuff in October, which I think would be fun. Because I'm looking forward to Alien Isolation. I'm not looking forward to Resident Evil. And I'm willing to play Night Trap to say I did. It's funny because I saw a documentary the other night all about it. And it took a lot of work to script it and put it together and all of this. I mean, it was tons of labor. Because you've got all these short clips you're trying to assemble in a meaningful way across essentially 8 timelines. And, seriously? And all that work just for not a great game. Kind of blows me away. No. Oh. But there was one thing that just enraged me. And it was one of the guys who had developed the game. And he goes to, a Senate hearing because, Joe Lieberman was apparently thought Frederick Workman was onto something, but comic books were in the past, so he had to complain about video games. And this guy who developed it went up and said, "Look, did you actually play this game? Do you know what actually goes on? Because you're trying to prevent these girls from being murdered." And Lieberman responded, "Oh, I don't need to play it. I know it's filth." And it just, it's such a recurring pattern. You had Wortham, who he complained about these things in comic books that weren't even there. Like, it's a joke that we all make now that Batman and Robin are a gay couple, even though they obviously weren't, not in the 50s. But he was accusing them of being it anyway, because that's what his, that's what his research was. His research was a joke. About the only thing he got right in terms of the contents of the comic books is that, Wonder Woman definitely was made by someone into bondage. Now, he called her a lesbian because she was a strong, independent woman, which tells you about where he was mentally. I mean, sure, it's the 50s, but seriously, dude, what the fuck? And I can't see guys like Lieberman as any different. Because they say baseless, crazy crap with no regard for reality. When it came to this sort of thing, he's effectively like a creationist or a flat earther or a climate change denialist. Just wrong about everything and doesn't care. it blows my mind that these are people who are taken seriously. You know, that some withered old husk of a man who is bewildered by the new world, by new technologies, and is therefore fearful of them. It's just, why? Why was he given that much of a stage? Who voted for this prick? That's always kind of a depressing thing. You get these, you get senators and representatives from other states, and you can't vote against them because they're not in your district. It's like, wow, I can do nothing about this son of a bitch. That's democracy for you. Okay, now, let's see if I can finally kill this thing. Hey, big guy. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is bait out an attack. Okay, enough fire. I'm in the middle of something. Come on. Fucking die. Just to refresh myself, Nito I've beaten, and that's it. Oh, that was rough. Okay, so I need to finish the Bed of Chaos, Seath the Scaleless, and the Four Kings. Wow, I feel like still have such a long way to go, because even after beating them, I'm still going to hit the DLC in the Painted World, because why wouldn't I? Granted, the DLC has one boss I've never beaten, and that's Calamite. And I've never fought Artorias with the Dux build, so I guess we'll see how that goes. I've had shockingly good luck as a spellcaster on him. No drops. Please don't kill me in this titanite game. Holy crap. Almost. let this be the last attempt. So I'm getting honestly a little exasperated with this nonsense. Oh, what? Just under 45 minutes to go. Maybe I'll get this by then. Oh, that's a bit of a seam in that wall. Oh, that's always been there. Oh, that one too. Huh. So I was reading that, there's going to be Dark Souls remastered on the Nintendo Switch, which is good. I mean, it should have good games. I don't want to see Nintendo regulated to, the ghetto of bright, shiny kids games. But I'm just imagining somebody with a Switch and no self-control, like on the bus. Like, because, hey, it's a portable system, why not? I'm just imagining somebody sitting there on the bus, getting more and more frustrated with Bed of Chaos runs, and then just out of nowhere, in the middle of a dozen passengers, they just flip their shit and spike the thing into the ground after another cheap death to the bed. I just want to see that happen. I hope I get to, because I think it'd be kind of hilarious. Because, I've heard of people destroying controllers just in fits of rage. I've never done that. I mean, there's my first Xbox 360 controller has some serious issues. But my response was to go get another one and not worry about it. Instead of spiking. It's weird because it has one issue in that the R3 button does not reliably work, and that's kind of a problem sometimes. Okay. Oh, almost there. No! So the R3 button is a little buggered, and it happens. I'm not too bothered about it, but it was becoming a problem in one game. And it happened to be a game I was playing a lot at the time. The other issue it has, my current controller also has. And I don't know if I'm the only guy to experience this or not, but the left stick will occasionally just stick in the right position. Now, it's weird because it's hard to say when it'll happen, but at some point it just, you'll see during a game, and this has been lately this has been with a katana. I'll be flying along and all of a sudden I am just moving to the right for no reason at all. So I gotta like push my stick back and hope for the best. And, you know, that really sucks when you're trying to get a high score on someone. So that's been an issue. And the thing is, they've both had that. You know, same stick, same direction. And I'm like, is it me? Am I doing something? Or is this just a weird defect they have? I mean, granted, Xbox 360 controls also have the defect of their D-pad is completely terrible. You know, I'm sure that the Nintendo's patents on D-pads are long expired, guys. You can do it. But, it was really becoming a problem in Borderlands 2, because that's what you use to switch weapons. Once you get fully equipped, you can have 4 weapons that you swap between. And, oh, fricker! Yeah, there's times I'd very clearly press down to get my sniper rifle, and I've got, you know, an elemental submachine gun in my hand for some reason. It gets a little strange, and I don't know why your controller is that way. Okay. I wonder if I have better fire resist I can use for this fight. Oops. Flame Death. Oh, Havel's armor. Hey, let's use stone armor. That'll be a good laugh. Ah. Oh, 125 poise. But I am moving like a brick. That's not bad. It's not light bulk, but let's see if this curbs the damage a little bit. No! Boy, I'm trying to be talkative and fill the void here. This is intensely frustrating. I also really need to change my setup here so I can at least have a laptop up and view the chat. I mean, in case anyone shows up. So this way, I don't know. You know, I don't know how people build audiences. This is really just something I'm doing, kind of as a distraction. You know, because work has been sucking up so much of my time lately. You know, it's like, okay, it's just 52 hours. But, you know, when you have one night off in the course of a week, it's, boy, is it draining. Because I'm thinking about things I should be able to get done tomorrow. Like, okay, I gotta go grocery shopping, I gotta do laundry. I'd like to run out and pick up a pop filter. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't have time for all that. There's no realistic way I could actually get all of that done. You know, with buses being what they are and Saturdays being half run. Oh, hooray. Plus, I mean, even apart from all that, I still have to find time to sleep. And, you know, Sunday morning, that's a 12-hour shift. That's from 2300 on Saturday to 1100 on Sunday. And, you know, it's one of those things where the work itself isn't so bad. It's wander around the building, take some temperatures, you know, keep delinquents out of the parking lot. Not difficult. Plus I'm probably going to bring my laptop in and get some work done. But it's just all the other crap you wind up having to do over the course of a week. It's just tiresome. And, you know, it's only been a few weeks. You know, I keep telling myself, hey, the paycheck's going to be nice. I just can't escape how soul-sucking it gets sometime. There's actually a period I worked 5 12-hour days back-to-back because our site manager at the time needed some knee surgery. And it was funny because he had some interesting ideas about how long knee surgery takes to recover from. He's like, oh yeah, I should be back in a few days. He's gone for like 3 months. Haha! Okay, don't kill me now. So yeah, 3 months and he's 40 hours of work week that we had to suddenly cover for, and I think we were short-handed on top of that. Good times. It's like, man, you see that paycheck, and it's like it's like seeing an oasis in the desert and you don't care. That's kind of where things are. There we go. Finally. It's over. I am so glad that's over. Comparatively, Seath the Scaleless isn't too bad a boss, and then the Four Kings can be pretty hard. Alright, you know what? I should have gone. So I'm going to level up the and I'm going to see about getting the large fire ember. Well, hey, big guy. suppose I can change out this ridiculous outfit. I can't believe I haven't leveled up the bandit's knife. Oh well. Oh, wait. The guy's over here. Yeah. Well, that's weird. I can hear the balls rolling, but the giant's not there. Huh. That is strange.
I'll put it... There you go, another brave soul.
I guess I overdid it in shards. Oh well. Let's so 304 versus 297. That is not huge. Interesting. Well, I'll try it out for a while. Oh, I need to go to... Actually, I have to go back to the demon ruins. Oh well. is really good. .381's even better technically, but let's stick with the scythe. Oh, that shouldn't have worked. But I am not complaining. And there's this asshole. What's up, buddy? 176. I've done worse. Okay, so there's a couple Taurus demons down here. I'm not used to this moveset at all. Oops. And I'm on the wrong level. You know what the best part about these boring, stupid worms is? I get to now kill 4 at once. And hopefully, I don't get any acid on me in the process. Yeah. You know, I think these actually also have a chance of dropping red titanite chunks. I'm not about to sit around and farm them though. Plus I have all I need for what I want to do. Man, there really is no reason to melee this guy. And... green shard. Okay, large flame ember. Let's get the hell out of here. I don't have the catacombs fire. Oh. Well, at least it's a fairly easy drop to where I need to be. Oh look, it's Patches. He actually has pretty good gear if you're looking to be a cleric. Probably because he keeps murdering and robbing clerics. Nice guy. That really cut it closer than I should have. Oh, you know what? I was being invaded last time I was down here, so I couldn't even light the bonfire. Okay, let's rest. This guy, flea member.
Is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What do you say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon. Yes, very well. We'll get these old bones to work. Be all, then be gone.
And there's the shitty little children in the hallway again. Okay, no scaling. Why didn't I just equip it? Nice quick attacks. So, fire weapons are going to be useful in one part of the game. That's going to be after I'm done with the big four. But yeah, they're handy. Oh, nice damage. Can't remember. Does this have? No. For some reason, I thought falchions caused bleeding damage. I don't know why though. I love how grossly outclassed this is for anything in the undead bird. Okay. Well, on that happy note, all the time I've spent fumbling around with the stupid beta chaos has been well, it's been entertaining. It's also been time-consuming, and I'm honestly a little sore right now. So I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for viewing if you viewed, and for checking in from the future. I do this every Friday night at 6 p.m. Everything, conditions permitting. So, come on in, say hi. Maybe I'll even have my laptop sorted out for this sort of thing next time.
Done with the looting. One day you are already.
It's interesting you can just buy Eyes of Death from this guy. Oh, only 3 of them. Oh, that's interesting. The Crescent Axe does divine damage. That would actually keep skeletons down too.
Right. Good stuff.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to an Orlando. I'm going to see. Actually, I probably can't make. I've only got the 4 chunks. Not really ideal. All right, I'm just going to call it a night here.